A peace march was held this morning in New Orleans East that included both community members and New Orleans police. Jade Cunningham was there and has more.
The march brought a large crowd here to St. Maria Goretti Church, all with a mission to show peace with the police.
Peace with the police.
The march was in response to the George Floyd case and raised awareness about the social injustices Black people are facing in this country. It also was meant to be another step towards bridging the gap between the police and the community by standing with one another and officers in blue and listening to each other and starting a conversation. Shoulder to shoulder, the group marched through the neighborhood to a local park. Some chanted, others held signs, and young children were also there hoping for change. We spoke with those who participated, and they all say more events like this should be held.
Well, it's very important to me as a concerned citizen because if you look at what's going on in the world right now with George Floyd and in other states, we're having a little bit of issues as far as police morale in the community. It's been a lot of pushback. So I understand people are emotional right now, but we have to work with the police, not abolish the police.
But today I hope that we show so many people around the world that the police is not always here to harm you. Unfortunately, some things have happened, but let's just all try to come together and be united.
Really, that's what this is about, is the communication between our community and our officers. It needs to be no gap, right? There needs to be this kind of ongoing communication flow, and that's we're hoping today starts.
Some of the issues officers are hearing from the community includes quality of life concerns, violence, and everything in between. And officers with the New Orleans Police Department say they're looking forward to bridging the gap with the community and looking forward to keeping today's conversations going. In New Orleans East, Jade Cunningham, Eyewitness News.